I'm just having a bit of breakfast, famous Scandic breakfast here at the Scandic Oslo city. Really busy this morning, but there's a big spread, lots to choose from. And then today we are going to what is often called one of the best preserved cities in Europe, a place not too far from Oslo on public bus called Drøbak. It might be quite busy because it's a Saturday, but we will see what it's like to get there and what it's like there. There are apparently some really nice wooden houses and well preserved medieval streets. So we'll see. Let me finish my breakfast and we'll head off to the bus station here in central Oslo. Oslo bus terminal is right next to the central station. I'm a bit lost. I just walked around in a circle 3 times. This does not look like the bus station. It's supposed to be right next to the train station. I cannot find any sign of a bus. Get the bus to Drøbak. It's about a 41-minute journey. Drøbak is essentially a suburb of Oslo, hence why you can take local buses to get there. It's one of the wealthier suburbs of Oslo, apparently. Quite a desirable area. It's got a yachting harbour. It's got traditional wooden cabins, houses, and lots of nature and hills. The name in Norse translates as something like lots of hills. According to Google, it might be wrong. But we need to get there, we need to find the bus. It's 75 kroner each way. I don't know how much that is in pounds, but I'll put it on the screen. This looks like the bus terminal. We've just missed one though. We've just missed the bus. It's another 30 minutes. I am so confused. There are buses appearing on the timetable that you can just see behind me that say Drøbak, but I can't buy a ticket for them. I'm trying to use the Router app, the bus app for Oslo. When I type in Oslo bus terminal to Drøbak, I can't find the next 2 buses. I've just missed one because I got lost, which means I've got another half an hour to wait for the next bus that says Drøbak on it, the number 500. I've just walked around the bus terminal like 10 times. I asked at the information desk and they weren't telling me that there were any buses either that I could take instead of the one at 11 AM. So that means we're not going to get to Drøbak till about midday, when it will probably be quite busy. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can get a bus first. Let's take it step by step. I've bought a ticket for the 11 AM one on my router app. We've got a bit of time to wait, then hopefully we'll be on our way to Drøbak for hopefully a nice day out to one of the best preserved towns in Norway. Well, let's see.
Drøbak kirke.
So behind me is the Drøbak Kirke, the church, established in the 1720s, I believe. There are a lot of people dressed in traditional Norwegian costumes and Norwegian flags flying everywhere. There's obviously some kind of event happening. I don't think it's Independence Day or anything like that, but a lot of people seem to be coming to Drøbak in traditional costumes. It seems like a really nice place, really quaint, just by the harbour as well. But we'll go and explore. We'll see what there is to do in Drøbak today. So the anchor here has some significance in this part of Norway. On the 9th of April 1940, the German naval ship, the Blucher, was planning to invade and occupy Norway. Drøbak is at the bottom of the Oslo fjord, so the ships would pass through here and eventually make their way to Oslo over there somewhere. the fjord usually ices up, and this is the only place accessible in the Oslo fjord in winter. So this was traditionally the winter harbour for Oslo. There's a free ferry to Frederiksborg Fortress, which is on one of these islands. We will go to that a bit later today. But this anchor is from the Blucher, from the naval ship that was sunk in Drøbak Sound, the water here. The sinking killed quite a number of German naval sailors. It killed diplomats and administrators who'd been sent here by the Nazis in Berlin to take control of Norway. And by sinking the Blucher, that meant that the Norwegian royal family, the government, and most of the nation's gold could be evacuated to London. So the Blucher was sunk somewhere in the Sound here, and the occupation of Norway was delayed slightly, and more importantly, the government in exile was intact and could continue to prepare to retake Norway after the war. So without the sinking of the Blucher, and without being able to take this anchor from the ship, Norway wouldn't be the country it is today. Well, let's go and have a walk around what looks like a quaint wooden town. Lots of wooden, colourful houses on hills surrounding the Sound here. And we'll spend the day here in Drøbak and try and get across to Frederiksborg Fortress, wherever that is. So apparently the Norwegian royal family are in town today, and that's why people are dressed in traditional clothing, and that's why there are so many people outside the church and in the church. It's a special day for the town, is what I seem to be getting from what I'm translating of people. So the Norwegian royal family are here. They've had a special church service, and the people have all come out to greet them. It's windy. Oof. There are some nice yachts here. There's definitely money in Drøbak. Lots of nice Teslas, 4x4s driving around the narrow streets, and a harbour full of yachts and nice boats. So just walking along the harbour wall here, there's something at the end. Don't quite know what it is, but there's something that I just want to see. There are a couple of statues dotted around town as well. I don't know what this is. I think there's a light on the end of it, so it must be like a lighthouse type thing. It's windy, the sea's quite rough today. So let's see if we can get to Oscarborg Fortress. Oscarborg's Festning. It's not Frederiksberg, I think I was calling it. It was built by King Oscar. So apparently you can buy tickets at the harbour. It's free to explore the museums and the fortress. You just need to go this way, I think. So Drøbak is full of these tiny little streets, obviously built before cars, that cars are still trying to get up. And this one behind me, this yellow one, is for sale for the equivalent of 1.5 million euros. 1.5 million? It's nice, but is it that nice? The views are great, but are they that great? Probably 2 bedrooms, 1 kitchen, 1 living room. 1.5 million euros. A little bit out of my price range. So we've arrived at Oscarborg Fortress. 5-minute journey across the Oslo fjord. Most of the crowds have gone straight into the middle of the island. But why follow the crowds? Let's walk around the edge of the island on this path and see where we end up. We're not in any real hurry. There'll be a boat when we need one, and the buses run from Drøbak back to Oslo bus station every 30 minutes until about 10 at night, so there's no rush. But you can see this is Oslo fjord. Just across is Drøbak with its houses on the hills. Turned out to be quite a nice day as well. It was forecast heavy rain, but thankfully it's not here yet. Just yet. So the first version of Oscarborg Fortress was built by Christian IV of Denmark and Norway and was opened in 1644. But they were dismantled and then only rebuilt during the 1814 war with Sweden, and then they were dismantled again, and then they were rebuilt in 1848, and they were named after King Oscar I of Sweden and Norway. There's an underwater barrier apparently that can be raised to stop ships getting past, according to the website of the equivalent of the National Trust of Norway. This was military territory until 2003, when it was handed over to become a protected tourist and hotel site. All around the island there are still military fortifications, guns, big guns at everywhere you can see in the island. All around the edge there are just guns. Here you've got three of these things protecting the harbour entrance right across from Drøbak harbour. And then behind you've got the actual fortress walls. And then in other parts of the island you've got these huge grey anti-ship guns. And then you've got a museum that we'll go into inside the fortress as well. All of this is just free to wander around once you're on the island. So these guns are on tracks, so they can be turned to face the enemy ships that might be coming into Oslo harbour. Imagine the size of the missiles in this. This is one big gun. It smells of gunpowder. I don't know when these were last fired, but it still smells of that. And up here, you've got something else. I think there would have been other guns up here as well. It is windy. There are pillboxes scattered around the coast of this island where soldiers would have waited with guns aimed at the sea and the fjord for any enemies that might be sailing into the Oslo fjord. Up here you can see all of Oslo fjord. You can have a sight of any ships that might be coming before they meet here through the islands behind, and you can, if you've got guns all the way around the island, you could easily shoot them. And the fortress was obviously built before these guns were invented, but even so, you can see if you were stood at the top of the fortress, still have a great view of any ships coming, and you could stop them before they managed to get through the narrows of the Drøbak Sound. Health and safety in the UK would have a field day with this. So let's head down and explore Oscarborg Fortress from the ground and see why it's the most strategic fortress in this part of Norway, if not the whole of Norway, because this fjord leads right up to Oslo, which is obviously the capital, and it has been for a long time. If enemy ships needed to be stopped, this round fortress could see them at all angles. If enemy ships started to attack, they could be attacked back with cannons that go all around the island. And if ships needed to be taxed before getting to Oslo, they could be stopped here. The Oslo fjord here, just across from Drøbak, is made up of tiny little islands with channels passing between them. But because these channels are so narrow, it means that boats cannot get past without being stopped, no matter how big the boat is. So the island that Oscarborg's fortress is built on was strategically chosen because at either side there are narrow channels. That means that no boats can get past to Oslo itself, because the fjord narrows here and then expands again when it gets closer to Oslo. So any ships stand no chance trying to get past here. You've got guns on one side, guns on the other, and guns all around. No matter how big the ship is, it would be destroyed.
Follow these steps. avstyrer utkikktaggen, avgir ild mot Blueskip. Skipssjefen gir informasjon. Svarbilen, men været gjør det vanskelig å se noe annet mål enn munningsflammene til festningens kanoner.
So that was the Oscarborg Fortress Museum. It's quite hard to film in a museum, but I hope you got a sense of what there is to see. Not that much, but it's free. Now let's go and explore the island a little bit more before we head back to Drøbak. See what else there is to do there. So this is the Commandant's house, just above the harbour bit where you arrive from Drøbak. I'm assuming it's now a museum. Although inside, it does look like somebody might live there. Well, it's either closed or it's an actual house. So I'm not going to try the door. Well, let's go back down to where the boats are and walk around the rest of the island. So, unfortunately, accidentally, I've just realised something. I need to head back to the boat to Drøbak now. The boat is at 2:39 p.m. The one after that is nearly 5 p.m. So I've got a couple of minutes to walk to the other side of the island, otherwise I'm stuck here for another 3 hours. There's nothing really much to do once you've seen the fortress and done a bit of walking. The island isn't that big, so I want to get back on the boat to Drøbak quickly. So I arrived 2 minutes before the scheduled departure time. There's a queue of people and we're still not being allowed on board. But I'm getting hungry, thirsty, tired. I want to get back to Drøbak, have another bit of a walk around, I think, find a bus stop, then head back to central Oslo to see what there is to do there tonight, because my energy levels are down. I need something to lift me up a bit, otherwise I'm going to fall asleep, and that would not make an interesting video. So hopefully we can get on board soon and head back on the 5-minute journey across Drøbak Sound to Drøbak, and then eventually to Oslo again. at the wrong stop. I had to get back on again. I didn't realise it stopped at another place before getting back to Drøbak, so I got off at the wrong stop. Luckily they let me back on with the same ticket, otherwise I'd have been stuck about a 2-hour walk away on a different island from Drøbak. So that is the Colour Line ferry from Germany to Oslo, coming into Oslo Fjord now. Right, so this time I'm finally in Drøbak. I need to now walk back towards the church, I think, to the bus stop, and get back to Oslo. It'll take another 40-ish minutes to get back. It seems like a lot of places are closing here, which is unusual for a Saturday afternoon. So back in central Oslo now, back from Drøbak. What did you think? It is pretty, I'm not sure though, but it's probably the prettiest town you can reach using Oslo's public transport. It cost me just under £6 each way, 75 Norwegian krone each way. Good day trip, nice sights, and Oscarborg Fortress was interesting to visit. Well, thank you for watching. There's more videos from Oslo coming. Make sure you subscribe, because I know a few people are being unsubscribed, and make sure you don't miss the next videos that are coming on my channel. Until then, thanks for coming with me to Drøbak near Oslo, and I will see you in the next one. So I spoke to YouTube and they said you would also like these cool videos from my channel, so please also check these ones out.